Respected Yusuf Sahib, my dear students, I am glad that we have started this program for the first time. As an introductory note, I want to tell you, one of the life skills is argumentative skills. We argue. This comes under oratory skills. Oratory skills means oral skills. In oral skills, we have speech and debate. There are two. In speech, we express ourselves. In debate, we argue for or against. There are two sides. A topic is given. The topic, the terminology used in the world is motion. Don't laugh. Motion is the word to refer to topic or the statement given to be debated. This is you have to know. This you should know. Next one is, there are certain rules how to begin a debate. First, you have to greet the audience. Secondly, introduce yourself. Thirdly, you have to announce the motion. What is the motion? Motion means central topic, or sometimes a topic will be given, a statement will be given. After that, you have to announce your side for, that is affirmative, against or opposing. You have to do that. This is a standard format. 3 minutes are allotted to finish your say. S-A-Y say means whatever you say. 3 minutes are given. After 2 minutes, our timekeeper, Mr. Farooq Mia will ring a bell after 2 minutes. For the final bell, you have to finish whatever you want to say. This is the format. Now, coming to the topic. Whatever topic is given, one, that is affirmative side, proves. Note down this point. You have to prove affirmation. The opposing side, disprove. But the word used in this reference is refute. Note down this word. Refute. Disprove means to refute the opposite party or the affirmative party. This is the format we follow. Now, as you know, there are two groups, for and against. If you have any doubt, you can ask me now. Otherwise, we'll continue.
Good afternoon, respected sir, dear friends and juniors. I am Praveen, and now I am going to speak for the given motion, that is, yes, globalization is indeed destroying local cultures. Let me begin by asking some of the questions. What do you think, today's kids, do they remember Harry Potter or Panchatantra stories? Do they crave for pizza, burger or jolada roti? Do they flock to see Netflix web series, or do they watch Ekshagana? So the answer is obvious. This encapsulates the impact of globalization on cultures. Let me begin by impact of globalization on livelihoods. Our Chanpatna toys, once exported to the whole world, now are facing tough competition from Chinese cheap goods. In Mexico, when NAFTA was signed, 70% of pottery makers had to abandon their livelihood due to globalization. When McDonald's entered India, our street vendors reported loss of 40% loss of income due to McDonald's. This is not restricted to livelihoods. Globalization also affects media. For example, Hollywood constitutes 85% of screen time. Less than 3% of films released in 2024 were in indigenous languages. All rest 97% was either in French or English. And Ekshagana and Bayalata, they are replaced by Amazon Prime and Netflix. And remember, what we see will influence what we eat. Our dietary preferences have also changed. For example, in Italy, in just 20 years, fast food consumption has risen 300%. Even languages are not spared. Languages are not spared. UNESCO report states that by the end of 21st century, 50% of the indigenous languages will be vanished. That is, one indigenous language will vanish every 2 weeks. English has been given the English has been given the status symbol. If you don't speak in English and if you speak in your mother tongue, then you are considered as backward. Even sports too. Children used to play Coco, Kabaddi, Lagori, but now they are playing PUBG and Free Fire. Globalization has replaced open, fresh air with blue light. So, I would like to continue further by saying globalization not just influences our culture, it also steals, rebrands it, and sells back to us, but at a higher cost. If you people know about recent Kolhapuri sandals controversy, so the average hardworking person in Maharashtra, he will earn just 600 to 900 rupees by selling a pair of Kolhapuri sandals. But Prada, the company which did not credit Kolhapuri people, it is charging 1,12,000 rupees. So this is what globalization has done to our culture. So in the end, I would like to conclude my debate by saying what Gandhiji stated. I want my house to be, I want winds of all culture to be blown about my house, but I do not want it to be uprooted by any. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anwar Kondur, and today I am here to speak against to the topic: is globalization destroying local cultures? My answer is no. Globalization is not destroying local cultures because globalization strengthens and revitalizes local cultures. Because due to globalization, world has become global village. So the development in science and technology helped in the promotion of indigenous traditions through some reels or documentaries, videos, etc. And it also helps in the exchange of ideas and traditions in the global market, global village, where we can witness that the blending of traditional music with pop culture helped in the emergence of new form of art culture, where we can see the rap songs and everything. These are product of blending of other cultures. And it also, globalization also empowers in local economies, as we know that globalization opens market to every country, and the traditional arts and crafts will be exported to other countries where they have higher demand. So due to this, many local cultures taking up their ancient art forms and they're practicing that to introduce to the new markets. And it also helped in the other countries to organize international festivals like Diwali and Chinese New Year to other countries where in the other diaspora are living. So it will helping them to enjoy their culture wherever they go, and it promoting their culture. And also the initiatives like UNESCO World Intangible World Heritage Lists, where our festivals like Nowruz and Ram Leela are included, they're promoting our local cultures in the global level, where everyone can see what are our ancient cultures and how they are promoting them. And it also boosted our cultural tourism and exploration like yoga. We have seen that earlier yoga is restricted to only certain areas, but now due to India's government policies and with help of other countries, everyone knows that yoga is practiced in everywhere. And due to this, every year International Day of Yoga is celebrated around the world. And finally, due to global influence on these local cultures, Indian government is also taking steps to improve and preserve the local cultures by implementing few schemes. And Asmita portal, you know that their local culture and their language are preserved in the form of texts. So these help them to preserve local cultures. So finally, globalization is helping local cultures to thrive and sustain in changing world. Thank you.
Good afternoon to one and all. Myself, Muhammad Umar Bakhban, and here I am talking about is globalization destroying local culture. As you all know, the concept of globalization officially evolved in the era of 1991 when the then Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao implemented these LPG reforms. But the concept of globalization is passed very much before, as well as because 2000, more than 2000 years ago, the concept of globalization is arrived. I will talk on the facts of this globalization concept. So, globalization concept is continuing from Indus Valley civilization, where trade should be happen between Indus Valley civilization and Mesopotamian civilization and Chinese civilization through Lothal and Khyber Bolan passes. And in the medieval period, during the period of Khilji Empire, the concept of globalization, we can see the branding horse system and dark system, market reforms, and in literature forms during the court of Akbar, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and other religious sacred holy books are translated into Persian language because Persian language, Farsi, became the administrative court language of Akbar. This we can see that globalization concept is not evolved past 50 years or 60 years, but more than 500 or 600 years during the Mughal era. And because no country is dependent on itself, it should have to depend on others. But the concept of globalization is creating disguised loopholes to our local culture. Here, destroying local culture are the disguised loopholes. I will discuss on this on the facts that Indian origin language, as you all know, Sanskrit, Pali, Prakrit are most famous and past, very ancient, but it is replaced by Anglicism like English, French, and we all know and we all talk in English itself. And in dress habit, Western shirts, blue cowboy hat, and other things, blue jeans, US Polo T-shirts, H&M, all other branded are wear by all people. But the continuity of upper garment and lower garment, which we call dhoti and shal, which were worn by Indus Valley civilization people to here, is completely eroded. Is this what? The globalization destroying local culture? And Western dances, we all know about salsa, balrod, ballroom, and all other dances, but we don't know about Bharatiyanatyam, Mohiniyattam, Kuchipudi, Manipuri, and Odissi. This is what globalization is destroying our local culture. And in music term, we all know about hip hop, rap, and all other banjo instruments like banjo and banjo instruments, drumstick, guitar, piano, all other we all know. But we don't know about veena, sitar, guitar, dhola, tabla, tal. This is what globalization is destroying our local culture because we are all addicted to those foreign and western culture rather than our Indian native culture. If we ask a boy which country or which structure, architecture you like, means he will answer some Eiffel Tower or nightlife in Dubai or Thailand, Bangkok, all other things. But rather than saying this, he will not say that in India only the preserved Taj Mahal, it is included in 7 wonders of the world, or you don't know the significance of Raja Rajeshwari temple, which is the largest shikara in the world, built by in the period of Chola Empire. And we all know that if you are a teenager or a small boy, which food do you like, he would answer pizza, burger, and all other junk food item, rather than saying ragi mudda, because ragi mudda is our traditional food. We are eating it, it is very much healthiest for our health, but we don't know all anything. And in the last, there are many things, but Gandhiji itself say that literacy itself on its own is complete eradication of education, as Britisher has said to our Indians that we are completely stranger to our own culture. This is what globalization is destroying to our culture. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Anup. Today I am going to talk against the topic that is globalization destroying our local culture? So first of all, what do you mean by globalization? Globalization is nothing but it is increased interconnectedness and interdependence of countries in terms of economy and culture and traditions. Globalization, so it act as a catalyst to disseminate our culture with other countries. For example, it has helped to spread our Indian culture like yoga. So the whole world celebrates International Yoga Day on June 21st. And many other countries has adopted Ayurvedic in their medicines. And many countries celebrate Indian festivals like Ganesh Chaturthi. Recently, Cambodia celebrated Ganesh Chaturthi. And many foreigners watch Bollywood movies. So it acted as a platform through which we can disseminate our culture and traditions. It has helped in increasing demand for traditional crafts and arts. For example, Banaras saris and Mysore silk saris and other products like northeastern tools. And it has helped to disseminate our cultures through digitalization. As you all know, YouTube and Instagram, they acted as a platform to disseminate our culture. Many youngsters perform like folk dance and other traditional activities, and they post their videos on social platform. So it helps to transform our culture to other countries. And it has helped, globalization has helped in increasing tourism. So many tourists visit our country, and they visit to our heritage sites like masjid and temples. So it helped in disseminating our culture to foreign nations. And government has taken many initiative to spread our culture, like Indian government has taken Ayush Ministry exports Indian herbal products to Europe and America. So it encourages to accept pluralism and diversity. And it has helped in globalization. Globalization is nothing but adopting global products to our Indian products. So I would like to conclude this by saying that globalization might have influenced us, but it cannot destroy our local cultures. So globalization has brought a new platform through which we can disseminate our culture and traditions to other countries. Thank you.
Afternoon everyone, myself Muhammad Imran. I am from BA third year. I am standing here to speak for the motion that is globalization destroying local culture? Yes, indeed, it's destroying local culture. Nowadays, we see that students are playing on mobiles nowadays students are playing Free Fire, PUBG, online games instead of playing in physically in grounds or participating in other games like cricket, football, kabaddi, volleyball, etc. Because of globalization, India during 1600 CE, Britishers came to India in concept of only to do business or marketing in India. But after they came to India, they started ruling over India. And because of Britishers who arrived to India, they started implementing their rules and started to destroy our local culture. They started English literature, which vanished our Sanskrit, Hindi and other languages. Because of them, because of globalization, nowadays art and crafts are being destroyed. Some monuments were built before during kingdoms of India's. They used to build and were to be remembered, but nowadays they are being destroyed and they are being built, and they are destroying it and making some. Nowadays they are also because of globalization nowadays it has become education has changed. Before, students used to use books and libraries to study, but nowadays they are using digital things to use, which even though they distracting people, and it has become addiction to mobiles, and which is also destroying their minds. Thank you.
Afternoon, respected judges, friends, and my worthy opponents. Today, my topic is, I am Syed Haris Afnan. My topic is globalization destroying local culture? First of all, what is globalization? Globalization refers to integrating the country's economy to the world's economy. I am against the topic No, the globalization isn't destroying the local culture, but it helps in the both the ways for the both the ways to earn in, for example, as well as money and the recognition for the local industries. First of all, globalization promotes cultural exchange. Indian yoga in America, the Korean pops in Europe, and later Japanese anime in America. It is nothing but it is proving that it is spreading the globalization among the, it is exchange of the culture among the people. Later, for example, yoga and Ayurvedic have exported around 3.5 billion US dollar in 2022. And later, secondly, the globalization gives an opportunity for the local vendors to explore their businesses in the online platform. For example, according to the Meta report 2021, around 200 million businesses have been emerged and they have started to exchange the goods without a middle person who takes the much of profit of theirs. Later, globalization empowers local built on culture. For example, before the Ayurvedic and the turmeric and the Chanpatna toys which we got J tag were not recognized. Later, with the help of globalization, it has transformed and has helped the local vendors to prove their talent and prove their productivity throughout the globe. For example, the Amrit Sen, the economist, says that India's strength lies its pluralism and adaptability. Globalization multiplies its strength by giving diversity and global audience. Later, it gives an opportunity for the people of India to get employed throughout the globe. For example, around 1.8 million people of Indians are employed in around the globe, around 71 countries, in 71 countries. Later, the Indian local vendors gain more profit compared to our country. Later, the globalist Kofi Annan says, talking against globalization is talking against gravity. Later, I like to conclude with words of Swami Vivekananda. We must only be proud of our heritage, but also to be ready to learn from others. Thank you.
I am Mohammad Tahir from BA final year. Today I am here to speak on the topic of is globalization in destroying local culture. According to philosophers, Thomas Friedman in his book, The Luxus of the Olive Tree, he mentioned very beautifully about the globalization. He said, the interconnectedness of the culture and economy. He said, the globalization has made the world faster, deeper, further, and cheaper. According to the dependency theory, Immanuel Wallerstein, A.J. Frank, and Amin Saran said globalization has complex and multifaceted process which have been impacting society around the world in many various ways. One of the impact of globalization is impacting on India's local culture. It has been become through spread and shaped through influence of the culture, ideas, technologies from various parts of the world. Let me explore you the various effects of globalization on Indian local culture. To begin with, it's important, let us know that the various drivers of globalization. The various drivers of globalization includes economic, political, and cultural. Economic globalization refers to the increasing in the interconnecting of global market in goods, services, and capital. And political globalization refers to the interconnectedness of the international government as well as the international organization. Cultural globalization refers to the following: the values, morals of various culture from various part of the world, from one part of the world to another part of the world. Media, this type of media and other types of communication is one of the obvious impact of globalization on destroying local culture. They are adopting Western culture, promoting Western culture, as well as the Western culture such as fashion, music, entertainments, etc. With this, I want to conclude my debate with the best quote of Marshall McLuhan says that the world is becoming global village, but the villages are losing their culture. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself Naim, and I'm from BA final year, and I'm here to speak about against the motion that is globalization destroying local culture. My answer is no. Globalization is not destroying any local culture, but it helps in elevating cultures. I want to explain. I want to give supporting evidence, supporting examples of this motion. For example, my first point is cultural exchange. If we look at cultural exchange, that is yoga, it is everywhere. It is internationally celebrated. Yoga Day. It is recognized by global. It is globally recognized and celebrated globally. So this is one of the advantage that yoga, which is originated in India, is globally famous. My another point is revival and promotion of Indian handicrafts and tradition. For example, Chanpatna toys. These are traditional handicrafts which are globally famous. They are exported to many countries, many neighboring countries, or they are exported to many countries. And my third point is boost to regional languages. Due to globalization, the inflow of technology helped regional languages such as Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, other regional language. People through social media make videos and reels and awareness videos through these languages, and it is becoming famous also. Means if you go somewhere, if you speak that language, means a person in that country will be aware of that language. Any person, means not everyone, means some people will be aware of that language. So this is one of the importance of advantage of globalization. And another is economic empowerment and economic empowerment for traditional communities. Traditional communities, if you take example of tribes, there is one tribe in central India, Gond tribe, which makes Gond art, which is worldly famous, and through that the communities make financial empowerment. Through that the communities make some finance, means they get some finance from that art. These are the examples that support that it is not destroying any local culture. As my opponents said about said many arguments against, means it is destroying. I want to link it with some example. That is, if a person is having a car, means if is having a bike, not car, bike. If he met with the example, he blames that bike or himself. Means if it is new bike, means he blames that bike or himself. I would say he should blame himself, because it is new. It does not have any broken parts. It does not have any broken parts. Means the accident may be because of he may violate rules, such as he may go fast, he may did not see any loopholes. This is the reason he met with example. Now I want to say that globalization is not destroying local culture. It is the people who themselves destroy their local culture by inculcating unnecessary values. So thank you.
Greetings to everyone present here. I am Syed Rashid of 2nd PUC. Let me ask you a question, beginning. Tell me, what was the last time you saw kids playing kabaddi or football or everything that played in the ground? Now they are making reels and scrolling reels. When was the last time you saw
You're wearing a khadi but not wearing Zara. Yes. If your answer makes you pause, then you might know what my stand is. Globalization is destroying local culture. Let's see how. Global trends, global markets, global trends, and food chain, and it is actually changing our localization from to westernization. How, like according to the report of UNESCO, nearly 198 languages in India are now being endangered. Why? Because English and other Western languages are being overemphasized on us, and we are influenced on that. And traditional handlooms, traditional handicrafts. Example, we can see the khadi industry, once a symbol of freedom, but now it contributes only of not only of below of 0.02% of GDP contribution to India. Yes. So knowing the relevance, and now even the government of India has also recognized the relevance and importance and being a threat of being destroying our cultures. It has introduced many schemes like Make in India, that's for not being dependency, and which is actually a point of a 5 year plan. Self reliancy of India is a point actually. So being make in India, and have vocal for locals. You have heard this thing now. And one district, one product. All of you are even railway station also. You guys all have seen these things. One product, one district, and all those things. So now, and if you come to know, like example, we can see now globalization has gone far this much like that. If you see areas in villages in Kerala and UP, you will able to find Coca-Cola drink rather than a pure water drinking water. Yeah, actually, I experienced this when I went for a tour in Kerala also. And when it comes to our in Khadi, when it comes to Khadi industry, it has actually been totally destroyed. So globalization is actually destroying our local culture. How? Globalization was introduced to interact, like change our market to connect our market to all over the world. But we are adapting their culture. Like all of you guys are studying yoga, it is our culture, and it is formally used in every part of the world, and we are celebrating International Yoga Day. But we are adopted the Zumbas and gyms and all those things. See, we are exporting our culture, but we are importing their culture aggressively. And you guys are telling that globalization is like helping to grow local industries. How then? Why was there need to adopt a one nation, like one nation, one product, one district, one product, and make in India, all these places, vocal for local, all these places. These all are not led if the globalization was not hurting our cultures. And let me tell you, like survival is not revival of these things, and globalization is actually a threat to destroying local cultures, because nearly 1600 languages spoken in 1961, but now only 700 languages are being in India but are not actually spoken in India, because all these things, destruction and globalization, happened in our India. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Usman Beg from second year PUC. Today, I am here to stand against the motion, is globalization destroying local culture? On the contrary, I believe that globalization is a powerful tool to promote, preserve, and enriches the local culture across the world. Let us discuss how globalization is not destroying local culture. First of all, globalization is cultural exchange, not destruction. Globalization does not mean the dominance of one culture over other. Instead of it, it encourages cultural exchange, where people from different country, different part of world exchange their tradition with each other, like food, music, food, art, etc. Instead of instead of destroying local culture, it is appreciating people to exchange their culture. Second thing, revival and recognition through global platforms. thanks to globalization that many local traditions and art forms are gained recognition through international global platforms. Take example of yoga from India, K-pop from Korea, and Japanese anime. These are all the examples that how local culture are being celebrated at global stages. Economic empowerment and cultural preservation. Globalization have opened up international market for many craftsmen, artisans, and other performers. Today, traditional products like handicrafts and folk music are not only being preserved but are also a source of income for many people. Culture, culture evolve, and that's natural. Culture is not something frozen for time. It evolves, it grows, and stay relevant in the modern world. Fusion in food, music, and fashion are not the sign of cultural destruction, but the sign of cultural innovation. At last, globalization is not destroying local culture. It is actually helping local culture to grow, connect, and reach around the people. It gives a chance us to share our tradition with with other people while learning their traditions. As the famous quote goes, a nation's culture is in the a nation culture reside in the heart and in the soul of its people. Globalization cannot destroy what we choose to protect and value. Our culture will live on as long as we carry it with pride. Thank you. Jazakallah.